Let's take a breath together, everyone. So welcome to this. This is the full moon work we're doing for this month, for February. It's a work we do to effect through being all connected as we are, and using that cell of energy, as it were, to clear a lot of debris and interruptive and impeding energy from the collective and from ourself. We do this on the full moon because the full moon is a very expansive energy, a very loud and powerful energy. And been doing this work since about April, and I tend to continue doing something if I feel and observe it supporting. I'm rambling. Let me get to some points here. It's about a year since COVID really hit. Okay, it's well more than that. It's more than that since COVID became a part of human life. But to the point it started coming into our conscious reality, it's feeling like around about a year. And I don't know why, but I notice things like this come into my attention. In the last year or so, I've noticed people posting things online, saying things like they no longer, they don't have the same trust for spirituality. And I'm going to say something you're probably not expecting me to say here, which is, I like that people are saying that. I actually do. Because to me, that reflects some discernment going on, some deeper processing of what spirituality is and is not, can do and cannot do. And we're all, as Ramdas says, walking each other home. That's what we're doing. And we can only find what's true and applicable to ourselves. I'm saying this because I woke up feeling it, but also, the particular door that we are taking today, because I don't, some of you that are on today, are meeting me for the first time. The door that we're taking today, that we're working with today, is a spiritual route. And I'm not doing that for the sake of spirituality alone, but for the fact that a lot of the stuff that interrupts us and causes anxiety and agitation is of spiritual origin. It then crosses the fascial barrier into our central nervous system and so on, and then it becomes a human thing, but it starts off in a spiritual realm. That's why we're taking a spiritual path today. And I just felt I wanted to say that. Another tangent. So a lot of you guys, and I'm very grateful for it. A lot of you guys follow what Lewis and I do, and some of the classes we give. A mutual friend of ours called Rhonda, who's on right now, and basically is the source of most of the good ideas that we have. Just so you know, it's Rhonda in Virginia. She and I were speaking the other day, and a couple of weeks ago, and she said, the two of you need a bit more feminine energy. And which I was very happy to hear, because I've always considered myself a very feminine person, and literally no one's ever said that to me. But she actually suggested a mutual contact of ours, Lara, to support in opening up the energy for this work that we're going to do. So before I go into my ramble about the full moon and what we're doing today, I'm actually just gonna. I would love, Lara, if you would just introduce yourself briefly and let us know who you are.
Hi, I'm Lara Kane, and I have worked with Lewis in the past. I've worked with Joshua actually as well. I have a space in Norfolk, Virginia, and I do integrative psychiatry and wellness coaching. And I teach meditation, and I teach wellness and exercise, and then I practice medicine, but also like teaching people supplements and how to affect depression and anxiety with diet and exercise and lifestyle changes. So that's me.
Thank you.
Usually I do the meditation component when I'm working with Lewis or Joshua. So I appreciate very much, Joshua, you letting me come aboard. This is going to be great.
Thank you. And thank you, because I know you're a very busy person. It's not like you don't have other things to do at the moment. So I really appreciate.
That's my pleasure.
Really appreciate this. And, you know, yes, the meditative work that we're going to do today, it's important, but equally important to that is getting into the space. Doesn't matter how well the car is serviced, if there isn't gas in the tank, you're not going anywhere. So Laura's kindly agreed, or been coerced into, I'm not sure which actually it is, to open up the space for us. So let me just briefly talk about the full moon and what we're going to do. I'm not greatly into full moon things, but I acknowledge that some of you are. So that's why I want to touch on it. We got a Virgo full moon. It's I observe the envelope of the full moon both a couple of days after and a couple of days before. I'd say its envelope is round about a week. I've certainly been feeling it. I woke up at about 2 o'clock this morning. Can't even blame that on the kids. So it's a thing. It's a thing. We have a Virgo Pisces axis, and forgive me, I do need to read this. And no, let me just go back a bit. We got at the full moon, it's the fulfillment of what happened at the new moon, and I think most of you know that. We had a very interesting new moon a couple of weeks ago, and what I observe and the guidance I'm getting, it opened up to support us to be letting go of struggle. I think about life. I think about a world where we don't have struggle. I like that. I've noticed it. I've noticed how I try to hold on to struggle. I noticed how I try to hold on to patterns. And I've noticed how if I let something be easier, it tends to be easier. So if I again just to refer to the spiritual side of things, that's rather than the tangible human side of things, the spiritual is is the origin of our choices. That's where we can actually make choices. That's where the wiggle room is. That's where the flexibility is. So with this Virgo Pisces axis, we're on this pendulum between the day-to-day, the order, the routine of Virgo, and it's kind of its opposite, the infinite, the spirituality, of Pisces. Yes. Somewhere I read during the week that this particular axis creates a crisis which causes an opportunity for reflection, and I literally had one of those on Wednesday. So I'm speaking from experience here. And oh yes, and meaning over the next week and a half, we can't sit on our feelings. As someone who likes to sit on their feelings from time to time, I'm disappointed. I'm joking. Actually, I'm joking. I try to be preemptive about it. But that's what I'm getting about the full moon itself. Now, as for today and this work, I'm using the amplified energy of the full moon. I'm using 20 to 30, involving 20 to 30 willing people that are aligned enough with this work to help and support each one of us and a lot more people exponentially from there. The particular areas that we're supporting through this work, we're supporting people who are grieving bereavements. We're supporting souls and spirits that are caught, and there's a tremendous amount of caught spirits in the earth plane itself. Never mind the astral, but tremendous, like billions caught in this realm. And the work we're going to do is going to support some who are ready to move on and to move into the light. We're also going to be clearing elemental debris. Now, I'm here in Kansas, and it's a very foggy day out here, And you can, and as someone once said, you can tell the consciousness of the land by the weather. So, so I can see, literally look out the window and see the mood that Lenexa, Kansas woke up in today. And so we're looking to clear some of the elemental debris, which would have started as very clear and beautiful energy, but just stuck around a bit too long. We're also going to be helping clear confusion, because this is happening at the human level as well. The process I go through, I use a spiritual tool called the Merkaba, which we all have. It is, I'm going to go get one. Because I'm sure you all have crystal Merkabas on your desk. Anyway, we got one of these round us. I'm not gonna push this, but we do. This is what supports us to go to different dimensions, because we are, of course, very multi-dimensional beings. Consider it's a downward-facing three-sided pyramid with an upward-facing three-sided pyramid. If you could see it on me, which I can't, it's around about this big and goes to about a foot above me and a foot below me. Just so you've got a visual. So we're going to be working with this. We're going to go to a realm where we can more actively work with this type of energy safely, cleanly, securely, and we're going to come back. Yeah, I think that's quite enough rambling from me. So. Yeah, in fact, you know, I'm gonna open with a prayer after you've got us into this space, okay, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
So let's all just take a breath for to welcome Laura, and I'm gonna spotlight you and you.
All right. So Joshua explained to me that I was to just go with the energy that came up. So I didn't plan anything, but I'm feeling to prepare for the meditation that we're going to do. I really wanted to focus on kind of clearing the spinal column. And so for people who are aware of the chakras, you can imagine the chakras as you're breathing and going up and down the spinal column. If you're not familiar with the chakras, no worry, your system is. So just taking your awareness up and down the spinal column will work. I can already feel my first chakra starting to vibrate. So I'd like for you to make sure you're comfortable. Make sure that you're not having any crossed arms or legs, because that messes with the energy. So if you're sitting in a chair, your feet are resting on the floor. If you're lying down, that's fine. You know, just make sure you're comfortable. And when you are comfortable, close your eyes. If it's uncomfortable closing your eyes, you can just do like a soft gaze about 3 feet in front of you. And that's completely fine. You just really want to be able to give yourself the permission to go inside. And I'd like for you just to take a moment to be mindful of your breath. Just feeling how the breath gently moves the body, gently rocks the body. Invite yourself to disconnect from the mind for the next 20 or 30 minutes. Understanding that thoughts will come in and thoughts will go out, because we all have monkey mind. But if you can treat those thoughts like clouds in the sky and just allow them to drift across the landscape while you stay present with your breath and your body. And so feeling the breath come in and feeling the breath go out. And allowing each exhale to be an invitation to soften and relax, to release all that you don't need. Toxins, tension, judgment. And feel your body just slowly relaxing, slowly softening as you feel your awareness dropping into your body. And I'd like for you to bring your awareness down to your tailbone, so down to the root chakra. And just kind of feel around in that space right now. So since we're working with the moon, we're working with, on some level, the physical, so the earth and the moon, and so root chakras, our connection to the earth. And so just be mindful of that. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine the energy going all the way up. So it goes up through second, through third, it goes through the belly, up into the chest, through the throat, all the way up to the crown, to the top of your head. And then as you exhale, feel that energy go back down to the root. And so as we begin, we're just going to feel the energy move from our tailbone up the spine. And if you notice any areas of tension, it's okay. Just kind of honor that, allow that, feeling the energy come all the way up to the crown, and then allowing the energy on the exhale to go back down. I like to imagine a sphere, like a golden or pink sphere. I tend to go with pink or gold. And that ball is what's going up as I breathe in and going down as I breathe out. And staying connected with that energy of the exhale, which is release and softening, letting go. And then very gently, we can expand that. So as you breathe in and you feel the energy come up to the crown, I'd like for you to see if you can push that energy kind of out and connect with the spiritual. Connect with heaven, connect with whatever that other part means to you. And then as you exhale, feel that energy move through your root chakra into the earth like a taproot of a tree. Feeling that nourishment, that security, that stability of the earth. And then as you breathe in, that energy comes up, moves through the crown, and you connect with your intuition, your spiritual guides, your spiritual connection. So really feeling that balance between the grounded, tangible, and the spiritual and abstract. Staying connected with your breath, inviting your system to let go of everything it doesn't need on the exhale. And then what I'd like for you to do on your next exhale is you feel that energy moving down your spine. I'd like for you to halt at the heart and just bring your awareness to your heart space. Taking a few moments to feel the energy pulsing out on the in-breath and then coming back in on the exhale. The chakras are like two funnels, that kind of shoot out from our back and our front. So seeing if as you breathe out, feeling that love energy moving out, connecting you to all beings. And then as you exhale, feeling that love energy coming back to the heart. And if you know any people in your life that need a little bit of support or extra love on the in-breath, just imagine sending it like a laser beam to them. Sending it to all of the people whose lives have been affected by COVID. Sending it to people in other countries or in your community, in your family, whomever. Laser beam love. Love of laser beam? I'm not sure. And then on your next exhale, just release the image. Release the focus. Come back into just awareness of your breath. Coming in and going out. And I will pass the torch back to Joshua. Thank you.
Heavenly Mother, Father, God, Goddess, sweet essence of love, of life, vitality, sweetness from source, we call that forth within us, around us, through us, as us. As we, again, feel the presence of Earth Mother below us, the Father Sky above us. And we breathe. And we breathe. Allowing our higher self, our greater presence, to emanate forth around us. I'm calling forth the very highest good of our time together this morning. As we sit and breathe in service to ourself, to our family, to our community, and to the world as is ours to do. I welcome the presence of the beloved Archangel Azrael to be our guide this morning. And I appreciate each one of you for being here present and holding space as you are. Please move your attention to your stomach and be breathing from there for a moment, please. And with your eyes closed, please imagine or visualize or see in your mind's eye the Merkaba field around you. Its elegant geometric shape. If you don't see it or visualizing is not your thing, that's fine. Just imagine a luminescent, opaque sphere around you. Gradually, these two pyramids begin to spin. They spin in alternate directions. And as you breathe and you breathe and you breathe, they begin to increase in speed, faster and faster, whirling faster and faster around you. The Merkaba is a vehicle of sorts, as it were. And so together, we all rise and leave the space that we are in together. You may even see this. Just breathe. As we go on this journey of love and of service. And as we rise higher and higher all together, traveling far from where we have begun. In the distance you can see a vast and ornate and beautiful temple. It's hard to make out the actual color of it. It's so iridescent. Gleaming from the sun, but also of its own nature. Breathe. And we'd come closer and closer to it. Together we all reach the ground safely and step out of our Merkaba. And we look up at the temple. We cannot even see the top of it. There is a grand staircase leading up to the main doors of this temple. And together we climb the stairs. Waiting at the doors for us is two angels, twice the size of us. The smile is as luminescent as their glow. And they open the door, greet us, and beckon us in. Breathe. And as we go into the main atrium, vast room the size of a stadium, and as you look up the side, there are different circles and rings of activities as you go up. Angels of different activities, flames of different activities. This is the temple of purification. Yours to come to at any time. And all in this temple are grateful for our presence, our service, and our attention. Together, let us go into the center of the room and sit in circle. There are chairs for all of us. Crystal chairs for all of us. And as we sit down, an angel stands behind us. Here we are safe. Here we are welcome. Breathe. Into the circle walks a vast angel, many times bigger than any of us. This is the beloved Archangel Azrael. There are waves and waves of powerful love emanating from him in all directions. As we breathe, we drink this in. As we do so, we elevate. Beloved Azrael now sends a stream of energy through us as a circle, connecting us and preparing us for work. As it passes through all of us and continues to circle and circle, an energy of love flows freely from our heart into the center and converges. As it converges, a column of light extends from the ground all the way up, dazzlingly bright. And this column increases in size, wider and wider and wider, until we all sit within us. Breathe. We are together in service, connected in this way to support many different elements of life, spiritual and physical, that are caught and stuck in fear, in grief, in apathy, in depression, in deflation, and so on. Beloved Azrael opens up far above us vortices to allow those that have departed, yet become lost, to find the light and see them come from all directions, flowing gracefully into this column of light. Breathe.
Chakra. We are unable to come to the phone at this time, so please leave your name, number, and a brief.
Breathe. And through the concentration, the devotion that you're all giving, more and more can come. For this is what can happen when there is consent. when there is agreement, when there is alignment. And this is what you have brought. This is what you are bringing. Into the space and into the column of light to be transmuted comes the elemental debris. That energy which has kept people in cycles, in patterns, confused and stuck. By the grace of your choice and our connection, some of this can move. Some of this can leave the fabric of consciousness and be transmuted into purity. Please breathe. And in service to yourself and your life and your world, if anything or anyone should come to mind that you have a conflict with, a challenge with, a crisis with, turbulence in any way, let it flow out of you to the best of your capability into this column of light. For as you become more available, as you open up more space in yourself, you become more available for others and easier to follow your soul's path. Breathe. The beloved Azrael signals that much of our work this morning is complete. There are still more to come, so we shall allow this until he closes the vortices. The stream of energy continues to circle and circle. Beloved Azrael raises his hand high above him and slowly begins to close the column of light. It begins to diminish the frequency of the stream of energy flowing through all of us so that we are able to adjust. And he bows to us in appreciation. Feel the gentle touch of the angel behind you as they touch your shoulders, also in gratitude and appreciation. And let us rise together. Let us leave our seats, expressing in our own unique way gratitude for the presence in this temple, that we could come. And we walk to the door together. The angels bow to us, allow us to leave, and we descend the staircase again, ready to re-enter into our Merkaba. Continue to breathe. And we see the Merkaba field around us. We allow it to spin again, faster and faster and faster. Together we leave the ground. As you look to your left and right, you see your sisters and brothers on this call. Smile to them. as we become closer and closer to our point of origin, you begin to feel physicality pulling on you again. I shall count us gently back from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start taking some deeper breaths into the whole body, to the stomach. You may like to gently rub your cheeks and your temples, your chest. When you're ready, of course, open your eyes if you would like to. Some water if you have it. Okay. Just going to speak briefly before I unmute everyone. Firstly, to say, Lara, thank you very, very much. That's absolutely beautiful. I so appreciate what you did there. And to everyone, just since I was watching it, it was, it felt particularly powerful today. I'm careful with what I say at this point because everyone has their own experience. Some much more palpable than mine, some not so much. And it's important that your experience is yours, but I just want to convey from what I could see the depth of appreciation, how much work got done, and it happened because you were here. So thank you. So before I hit record earlier on, there was something that came to mind. I thought this might be interesting to share, but it might not be. But I'm going to just go there anyway. I'm a Marvel fan. I might be the only one on this call that is, but I just love it. And I've been watching Disney Plus the last few weeks. There's a show called WandaVision. I'm so enjoying it. But anyway, this character Vision, which I'm just going to assume none of you know because you have mental ages far above my own, is like almost like a Christ figure, as it were. And there was the most beautiful line in the show the other day. And he said, they were talking about grief and loss, and he says, but what is grief if not the perseverance of love? And I just melted my heart. What is grief but the perseverance of love? And a spin on it that I hadn't thought of. And you find these things in the funniest places, don't you? All right. So a couple of things to share. One is, I think I will just unmute you all now. A couple of things to share that I have coming up. One is, I think some of you know, I create music for people. It's a way to receive energy, a way to connect. I call it Soul Songs, and I'm doing a 50% discount on that for the rest of this month. What I was going to say is the first person that asks me for one, I will do it for free. So just saying. Now, Lewis and I have a class in 3 weeks. I just posted it, and things don't always go very well when I post things, so I hope you've been able to see it. But it's called The Gift of the Elements. I wondered, Lewis, if you would be willing to say something about it. You don't have to. I'm putting you on the spot.
I'll be happy to.
Okay, let me find you. There you are. There you are.
So the spring equinox is about 3 weeks away. And so 3 weeks from pretty much right now, we'll be doing what from our perspective is a pretty exciting class, The Gift of the Elements. It's an opportunity to connect to the elemental energies of earth and water and air and fire and spirit, and connect to some pretty basic qualities that we can all work with just to bring more balance, joy, abundance into our experience. Whether it's the groundedness of earth, grounded in the body, in the now and the planet, whether it's the peace of water, whether it's the clarity of air, whether it's the vitality of fire, whether it's the oneness, the wholeness, the abundance of spirit. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be sharing some tools, some handouts, also be showcasing a grid I've been told to build for pretty much light workers who might want to connect to the energy of illumination that's more readily available since 12/21/20 than has been before. And we'll be talking about all of that. And it's all about recognizing how much angels, elementals, and souls can consciously connect to the highest and best we can imagine, and then really manifest it in our day-to-day life. This isn't woo-woo. This isn't in some other realm, some other life. This is in your face, in your life right now. So we'll be talking about all that. So I encourage you to look for that post, read the description, ask any questions you might have, and look forward to seeing some or many of you so inclined in about 3 weeks.
So I gave him literally no notice that I was going to ask him that. I mean, dude, can't you say or something? You're making me look bad.
Brother, it's not possible. From my vantage point, you're this radiant being.
Yeah.
It wouldn't look bad if you wanted to.
But too late. All right. So let's just all close the energy together. I like to, if I can get me a spotlight, do that. I think I do that. There we go. Let's just close together. I like to put hands on the heart. But do as you like to do. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all very much for your presence, for what you give, for your time. I'm grateful also for a clear Zoom connection. I hope it has been anyway. I'm grateful for all of the loving angels of the Temple of Purification, to beloved Azrael, to the presence of Mother, Father, God, Goddess, within and without, for now and always. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Amen. And
Awesome.
I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Good weather. I think Mother Earth has stopped freezing us for the time being, so I hope you can get outside. Oh, geez, look, the fog's even gone. Well done, guys. Wow.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. So have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. And Laura, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joshua.
Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, thank you, Joshua.
Thank you both.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll
Wonderful as always.
We'll see you. We'll see you one way or another very soon.
God bless everybody.
Namaste.
Bye, Louis.